Hey there fellow Commander players, welcome back to my channel. It's time for another thrilling episode of Budget Power-Ups, a series about getting the most out of our Commander decks without breaking the bank. From explosive ramp spells and game-changing win conditions, to clever combos and synergistic creature packages, we'll be exploring it all. My mission? To show you that you can compete with the best without having to max out on your credit cards. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future Commander content. Before we start, let's quickly talk about my friends at Peir Designs. They make fantastic playmats with amazing artwork and they're incredibly durable. So if you're looking for a really cool playmat to up your Commander games, then I've got a great discount code for you and it's really easy to claim. Simply click the link that pops up now in the right hand corner of my YouTube video and it will direct you to a landing page which is offering an exclusive offer on Peir Design playmats for my YouTube viewers. Simply claim the coupon, add your email and away you go. You can even find the link in my YouTube description. I also made a Patreon, feel free to check it out, the link is in my description below. Okie dokie, without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's dive into these power-ups. Number 1, Magus, Lucia Kane, a legendary creature human Tyranid wizard that costs 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green and 1 generic mana to cast. She has 1 power and 1 toughness and says the following. Spiritual Leader. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Psychic Stimulus. For tap, add 2 generic mana. When you next cast a spell with X in its mana cost or activate an ability with X in its activation cost this turn, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. A copy of a permanent spell becomes a token. Okay, Magus Lucia Kane is an interesting power-up. Not only is she a fantastic creature to power up any of your +1/+1 counter decks and or X mana tribal decks, she can also be a commander since she is indeed legendary. And boy oh boy does she make an excellent commander, offering a lot of fun and power. However, in this video we are here to discuss power-ups, and Magus is indeed a fantastic creature to pick up, especially if you've got a deck that plays around a large sum of spells with the X symbol in their mana costs. She helps us ramp up and even copy spells and abilities, which is nuts. This is one mega cool creature, packing quite a punch, and you can buy this card for around 90 cents. Number 2, Day of Judgment. A sorcery spell that costs 2 white and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Destroy all creatures. Short, simple, and sweet. Day of Judgment is an incredible board wipe as it has a very fair and achievable total mana cost of just 4 total mana and offers an incredibly efficient board wipe, destroying all creatures. Day of Judgment does wonders against heavy focused creature decks such as mono green and can completely shut down token based strategies as well. If you don't own this card, pick one up. It's pretty much a staple and well worth having in most decks that use white. You can buy this card for around $1.95. Number 3, Gilded Lotus. An artifact spell that costs 5 generic mana to cast. It says the following. For tap, add 3 mana of any one color. So if you don't own a Gilded Lotus, then now is a great time to pick one up. Gilded Lotus has a pretty unique ability as it allows you to generate 3 mana of any one color. This is heaps better than the normal generic mana that mana rocks seem to produce. This makes Gilded Lotus impactful at all stages of the game. Yes, I know 5 total mana is a hefty price to pay, but at least Gilded Lotus comes into play untapped, allowing you to tap it as it enters, offering 3 mana of any color. So it kind of feels like it's costing 2 mana, if that makes sense. Many people have mixed feelings about this card and always compare it to other mana rocks in the format, but from my experience this can do wonders in many decks, especially if you're building on a budget. And you can buy this card for around $1.90. Number 4, Path to Exile. An instant spell that costs 1 white mana to cast and says the following. Exile target creature. Its controller may search their library for a basic land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. This is an old school and very powerful target removal spell in Magic the Gathering. Exiling is always strong in Commander, and being able to target Exile all for just 1 mana at instant speed is just ridiculously good. The fact that players get a land doesn't really matter that much to us, as you can literally exile a gigantic creature for just one single mana. I'll let anyone have a land over a huge and annoying creature such as a Vorinclex. There is also a cool little trick you can do with this card. You can target your own creature with Path to Exile, helping you mana ramp or find a missing colour land you may need. Pretty nifty. You can buy this card for around $1.45. Number 5, Reality Shift. An instant spell that costs 1 blue and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Exile target creature. Its controller manifests the top card of their library. That player puts the top card of their library onto the battlefield face down as a 2/2 creature. If it's a creature card, it can be turned face up at any time for its mana cost. Okay, so I feel like a lot of people own a Reality Shift by now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they are found in many Commander precons, right? If, however, you don't own a Reality Shift, then this is an excellent power-up to pick up. Honestly, this card is incredibly good. 2 mana instant speed to exile target creature. It's incredibly efficient, and you can even mess up opponents' strategies if they've placed something they want on top of their deck, as they have to then manifest it, and they can't do much about it unless it's a creature spell, of course. Great stuff indeed, and you can buy this card for around 70 cents. Number 6, Storm-Kiln Artist. A creature dwarf shaman that costs 1 red and 3 generic mana to cast. He has 2 power and 2 toughness and says the following. Storm-Kiln Artist gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Magecraft. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a treasure token. This is one of those cards that whenever I look at it, I still can't get over how good it actually is. An uncommon of this power level is pretty crazy. Storm-Kiln Artist's Magecraft ability is truly nuts and can obliterate games for you. Treasure tokens are one of the strongest tokens you can generate these days. The mana ramp they can offer is truly insane. In a fine-tuned deck, this creature can be exceptional. A card very worth picking up right now, and you can buy this card for around 99 cents. Number 7, Wild Peir. An enchantment spell that costs 2 green and 4 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield, if you cast it from your hand, you may search your library for a creature card with the same total power and toughness. Put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. So, fun fact, today is actually the first time I've ever seen this card. I found it while doing research for this video. And boy oh boy am I glad I did find it, because this card is awesome. I feel like the value this enchantment can generate can be truly devastating for your opponents to handle. You can bring out powerful creatures to help stomp over your opponent's life totals incredibly fast using this enchantment, or perhaps even use it to find some powerful combo pieces from your deck. Wild Peir looks superb and incredibly fun to play. I think I'm going to pick one up very soon, and you can buy this card for around $1.50. Number 8, Stone of Edic. A legendary artifact spell that costs 1 generic mana to cast, and it says the following. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. For 2 generic and tap, sacrifice Stone of Edic, exile target player's graveyard. Draw a card. At this point, we all know how obscenely powerful exiling opponent stuff can be. Well, Stone of Edic does do this, and it does it very well against creatures, and it can only cost us 1 generic mana to cast, meaning it can come out as early as turn 1. Being able to also activate its ability means we can completely shut down any graveyard recursion deck we may be playing against. A truly fantastic artifact indeed. Just 1 mana is obscenely good, honestly. Very, very good artifact. You can buy this card for around 35 cents, making it very budget friendly and well worth picking up. Number 9, Rise of the Witch King. A sorcery spell that costs 1 green, 1 black and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Each player sacrifices a creature. If you sacrifice the creature this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Rise of the Witch King is a powerful card in Commander because it offers a variety of benefits and abilities that can greatly enhance your deck and overall gameplay experience. I love how it hinders all our opponents on the board that are controlling creatures, of course, but can massively benefit us. We can use this card to shut down 1 creature from each opponent and bring back one of our best permanents from the graveyard to the battlefield, as long as we get rid of one of our creatures, so trade something bad on the board for something very good. This makes it exceptionally good for any graveyard recursion lovers, And honestly, this card is severely underrated as I don't really see it that much. Well, not in my playgroup anyway. You can buy this card for around 35 cents, which is mega budget friendly, so pick one up. Number 10, the final card on my list. Mer Convert. An artifact creature Phyrexian Myr that costs 2 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 1 toughness and says the following. Toxic 1, players dealt combat damage by this creature also get a poison counter. For tap and pay 2 life, add 1 mana of any color. So Mer Converter is a great card in Commander because it can help you generate any colored mana quickly and effectively, as you can get this card out fast, turn 1 or maybe even turn 2, which can be essential in a format like Commander, where players often have access to many powerful spells and abilities. We also have that nifty Toxic 1, which could be very handy if you're playing a Toxic Infect type deck. Overall, this is one of very nice mana dork and can put in a lot of great work for us. You can buy this card for around 35 cents. Okie dokie everyone, we have come to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for making it this far. If you did enjoy the video, please drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. I would really like to know if you have any recommendations on budget upgrades or budget power-ups for Commander. If you do, please share in the comment section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.